Imagine waking up to a world where dinosaurs roam the Earth once more. Not in some distant, prehistoric past, but here now, alongside skyscrapers, highways, and smart devices. It sounds like science fiction, but let's take a thought experiment into what life would be like if dinosaurs reappeared in our modern world. Could they survive? Would they dominate or struggle to adapt? To begin, we have to understand that the world has changed drastically since the last dinosaur walked the Earth over 66 million years ago. The continents have drifted, the climate has shifted, and the ecosystems have evolved in ways unimaginable to a creature of the Cretaceous period. Back then, Earth was warmer, sea levels were higher, and the air had more oxygen. Dinosaurs thrived in that lush, verdant, oxygen-rich world. Today's environment would be like stepping onto another planet for them. Modern Earth is colder, with dramatically different vegetation and less atmospheric oxygen. Large sauropods like Brachiosaurus or Dinosaurs, which relied on massive amounts of plant matter and possibly high oxygen levels to support their size, might struggle just to breathe in our current atmosphere. Their lungs weren't designed for the thinner air we have now. It's quite possible that these giants wouldn't last long before collapsing under the strain of their own biology. Even carnivorous dinosaurs like the infamous Tyrannosaurus rex would face serious challenges. Yes, T-Rex was a powerful predator, but it evolved in a world without firearms, tanks, or cities. In modern society, even the fiercest predator would be stopped in its tracks by urban sprawl, highways, and human weaponry. Any encounter with a modern military or even local law enforcement would probably end poorly for a creature that relies on teeth and claws. In many ways, the threat wouldn't be to us, it would be to them. One of the biggest problems would be food. Dinosaurs had specific diets. Many herbivores evolved to eat particular kinds of ferns, cycads, and conifers that no longer dominate the Earth's flora. Could they adjust to eating modern trees, grasses, and flowering plants? Perhaps, but the adjustment wouldn't be instant. Likewise, modern herbivores have evolved escape tactics and social strategies over millions of years that dinosaurs never encountered. A T-Rex might not find deer or bison as easy to catch as its Cretaceous prey. And then there's disease. Over millions of years, animals and bacteria have co-evolved. Dinosaurs wouldn't have immunity to modern pathogens. A common parasite or virus in today's world might be completely foreign to a dinosaur's immune system, wiping them out before they even had a chance to adapt. The same applies in reverse. Dinosaurs could carry ancient microbes that modern animals, including humans, are not equipped to handle. Beyond biology, there's the issue of habitat. Where would dinosaurs even live? Forests are fragmented, grasslands are farmed, and most of the Earth's wild spaces are under human management or threat. Large dinosaurs would require vast areas to roam, mate, and find food. The modern world is simply not built to accommodate creatures that weigh several tons and need miles of territory. National parks and reserves might seem like ideal refuges, but even they would likely be too small and heavily trafficked. Smaller dinosaurs, though, might have a better chance. Some of them were no bigger than chickens and may even have had feathers. In fact, birds are widely considered to be the descendants of dinosaurs. So in one sense, dinosaurs already do live among us. Pigeons, crows, and ostriches are modern-day echoes of their ancient ancestors. If we imagine the reintroduction of smaller, feathered dinosaurs into today's ecosystems, some could potentially carve out a niche. But even then, they would face competition from well-adapted mammals, birds, and reptiles that have had millions of years to claim every available space. Adaptation is a slow process. Dinosaurs would need hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of years to truly adjust to modern ecosystems, climates, and diseases. Without that evolutionary grace period, their chances of survival would be slim. The harsh truth is, dropping a dinosaur into the 21st century would be like placing a caveman on Mars without a space suit. And yet, the idea captivates us. Movies like Jurassic Park capture our imaginations because dinosaurs are the ultimate symbol of lost power and mystery. They ruled the Earth for over 150 million years, far longer than humans have existed. Their extinction wasn't due to weakness, but catastrophe. In a world without that asteroid, they might still be here. So we imagine bringing them back as a way of rewriting that history. But real life doesn't follow Hollywood logic. Even if we had the technology to clone dinosaurs, a highly controversial and currently impossible feat, the ethical and logistical concerns would be staggering. Where would we house them? What rights would they have? Would we use them for entertainment, research, or profit? And what responsibilities would we bear if they suffered in our care? In the end, the question of whether dinosaurs could survive today is both fascinating and sobering. The short answer is probably not. The world has moved on. Ecosystems have evolved, climates have changed, and humans now dominate the planet in ways that leave little room for ancient giants. Dinosaurs were perfectly adapted to their time, but their time is long past. Still, the legacy of dinosaurs lives on, in birds, in fossils, and in our collective imagination. They remind us of nature's raw power, of time's vastness, and of the fragility of existence. And maybe that's enough. Maybe dinosaurs belong to the past not because they were weak, but because their greatness was part of a world that no longer exists. So if you ever find yourself daydreaming about a triceratops grazing in your backyard, or a velociraptor sprinting through Central Park, remember, the real question isn't just whether dinosaurs could survive in our world. It's whether our world could ever be wild enough, free enough, and untouched enough to make space for them again. And that might be the most important lesson they still have to teach us.